Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Port City Living, the podcast about life in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm your host, Bill Corbett. I am a real estate agent, and I serve the greater Wilmington area. And my co-host is the one, the only, Brad Brown of Atlantic Bay Mortgage. And he services way more area than I do. He services North Carolina and South Carolina. We found that out last week in our last episode, didn't we, Brad?
True. And you know what? These intros just keep getting better and better.
They really do.
I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
Tell me, Bill, what's your perfect date?
Ooh, my perfect date. That's a tough one. Probably today, April 25th, because it's not too hot, it's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket.
It never gets old.
It never gets old. Never, ever, ever.
Sorry.
For those of you who don't know what this is, it's a line from the amazing movie Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. And we just had to throw that in there because Brad and I just had a closing together, and our buyers were very familiar. We actually threw that line out there, and she looked at us like she knew what we were talking about, and then she figured it out, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's my favorite movie ever!" So that was,
and then we followed that up with a Friends reference.
We did. We followed it with a Friends reference, and that turns out was her favorite TV show growing up. So we just knocked it out of the ballpark today at our closing.
I felt a little bad when she said that it came out in 94 and she was
That's
born
the year she was
in 94,
born.
and I said I graduated in 94.
I was 24 in 1994, so
Anyway,
time just keeps trampling right across
yes, it
our
does.
faces. So today we have some guests for you. We're bringing more guests on, and we love having people on the podcast. And we're going to be talking to a couple of ladies that are with POP, the Plastic Ocean Project that is right here in Wilmington.
Yes. Yeah, so we are going to have Bonnie MONTELEONE, I love the name, and TRICIA MONTELEONE, both the executive director and board member of Plastic Ocean Project. It's a nonprofit founded, started, whatever, right here in Wilmington.
Right here in Wilmington.
And we're excited to talk about the research, what they've done, what they're doing, where they're going. And then we've got some details on a fun event happening on Saturday, May 4th.
Yep.
So stay tuned.
Next weekend.
Yes.
Next weekend. Yeah, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. And
I wasn't going to say next weekend because
Yeah, I
I've
know.
been listening to this, so you just messed it up.
First weekend of May is when the actual event is, but we're excited to hear what they have to say, and we're going to find out how you can get involved. This is something that you're passionate about. So,
Yes.
Shall we talk to them?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Ladies, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Bill.
Absolutely. We're excited.
I don't think you know what you've gotten yourself into yet.
Oh, I don't think you know.
Yeah.
But you will be our third set of guests in 9 episodes. But
Heyo.
the first to partake in a new tradition. Are we ready?
Uh-huh.
We are ready.
Here we go.
Yay.
Salud.
Salud.
Salud. Grazie. Hot damn.
In case you're curious,
Yes.
That is
that was a chilled Tito's shot.
Magic.
So good.
I have a
Told you she's
chaser.
a tech.
Thank goodness I have a chaser.
Babies. Anyway.
Same.
Anyway.
Also served in glasses, not plastic.
Ching.
Great segue, right?
All right. So, Bonnie, where do we start? Let's go back to the beginning. We want to know about you and where did the passion for the Plastic Ocean Project begin?
Well, you're going to have to go way, 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 way back. I started this research when I was 49 years old, which I think is a great testament to the times we live in, right? You can reinvent yourself literally at any moment in any direction.
Agreed.
100%.
But I was asked this in a creative writing course that I was taking, and I was doing the research, and I had this one student in the class who, was like, Bonnie, why do you care so much? And I'm not kidding you, Brad, but my mind took me all the way back to my mother's kitchen when I was about 12, unwrapping ground beef. So I was taking the cellophane top off and the styrofoam bottom. And she said, "Where does this stuff go? I hear it sticks around for 1,000 years." We're talking about like 1974, right? And it was this moment that obviously left an indelible imprint on my mind because I just cared so much about it when I first learned about plastic accumulating in the North Pacific Gyre. I couldn't sleep. I mean, it got in my craw.
Yeah.
And so because it bothered me so much, I decided to do my research as a master's student at UNCW and then write a thesis and defend it.
Nice.
You want to know what the question was?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
guess the question was, if plastic is accumulating in the North Pacific, because most people know about that, is it happening in the North Atlantic? And that sent me nearly 10,000 nautical miles studying plastics, not only in the Pacific and the North Atlantic, but the South Atlantic and South Pacific as well. And after I saw just how serious this problem was, I knew I couldn't just defend my thesis and write it. I was going to have to start a nonprofit so that I could get other people to see what I've seen so that we can then fix the problem.
So let me ask you this. So, and we'd like to think that we're nationwide. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on SoundCloud. So we're getting national
You're on the
recognition.
things.
We are on the coast of North Carolina. So that sort of drives we have access to the ocean. Was Mom right? Is this plastic sticking around for thousands of years?
Turns out she was on point. So we don't know how long it lasts. It's only been around since mostly the 50s. But what we do know is that it's very difficult for those chemical compounds in plastics to come apart because man made them, nature didn't. So nature does not know what to do with it, and that's why they persist indefinitely.
Interesting. Well, let's go back to sort of getting pop off the ground and running. Like, did that start in Wilmington? Tell us.
Yeah, so I happened to catch the wave, if you will. I was in the green room when all this was starting, right? If you're a surfer, you know what I mean. Where I just caught it just right in time where people were just starting to wake up to plastic accumulating in the ocean. And so it gave us kind of this false sense of security that it was just in the Pacific, right? It was the Asians that were contributing all this plastic in the ocean. It was over there. And what my thesis did was make us realize that it's not just in one ocean, it's actually in all oceans, and that we have an issue here in the Atlantic. And of course, we're on the coast, right? The west coast, if you will, of the North Atlantic. We're contributing to that plastic accumulating in the North Atlantic. So with Plastic Ocean Project being on the East Coast, we have the greatest potential of getting people fired up to create the change that we need.
So are we putting the cart before the horse when I say plastic is everywhere? How do we avoid it?
It is so challenging. You know, we're very lucky to be in a time when we're also getting more and more innovative, right? So Atlantic Packaging Company, turns out they're right here in Wilmington.
Local.
Yes.
Several friends work there.
Right. And so Wes Carter, who's the CEO, he didn't realize. I mean, to me, he said, I was putting all my plastics in the recycle bin because I thought it was all recyclable. They all have the chasing arrows, right? With the numbers in the middle. And when he learned that you can't recycle most of the plastics is when he decided as a corporation that he was going to start looking for other materials. And that's happening right now. There are people getting really creative and inventive on how to use fibers, whether it's from hemp or other types of material, trees, or repurposing different products in order to move away from the plastics. So as Wes had said, you know, by the time it gets to the hands of the individual, it's much more harder to control. So if corporations take this on, if they decide that they're not going to be buying the plastic packaging, then we can actually get a really big jump start on this problem.
Yeah. And, you know, TRICIA and I, we go way back. So we've been in some social settings. Usually there's food around.
If I'm there, there's food around.
And one of my earlier memories, I want to think we were at Henry's around the holidays doing a lunch.
Possibly.
And you were very adamant, you know, not to bring it out in a plastic tray. Like a piece of tinfoil was sufficient.
Yeah. I like to, when I'm getting food, I'm always eating, but I never finish my plate. So when I go to places, I ask if they have a sheet of foil versus the plastic packaging, because it's one less thing and it keeps my food safer, because one of the things we've learned in our research is that it's always leaching into your food and your stuff. And I mean, all food is packaged in it, but if I take it home, I don't want to think about what is this doing to my food and my body. So I always ask if they have foil so that I can wrap my own stuff up. And also it makes it easier to reheat.
Yeah.
You can just pop it in the toaster oven.
So do we feel the same about styrofoam products as we do plastic? Or is
It's
that
the
different?
most toxic.
Okay.
It is the worst thing you can use for food, especially drinks, whatever. I mean, look, we all love a cookout shake, but but it is, styrofoam is the worst. I mean, my mom can give you more because she does the science part of it, but everything I've learned from my mother is that styrofoam is the worst offender for our food.
Yeah.
But don't you think that most people don't know how to recycle, if they even do at all, or they think they're doing it right, but they're not necessarily right about it? Like you said, they don't really,
Well, I wanted to come back to the chasing arrows. So are you implying that if the arrows are on it, it's not necessarily recyclable?
Correct.
Absolutely.
So we're being taught incorrectly?
Yes.
Is that safe to say?
Yes and no. I mean, our local landfill will send out information stuff that nobody looks at, saying this is what's recyclable, 1s and 2s, let's say, here. And luckily we have places like Sunoco, and we have better recycling than most municipalities, because we can do the clamshells and we can do Tetra Packs. Is that what they're called? Right?
Yes.
Am I wrong? Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong. But a lot of municipalities cannot. And also nobody pays attention. So they don't understand that 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s are not going to be recycled. And oftentimes, if those are mixed in, the whole lot might be trashed because it's too...
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's called contamination.
Well, I'm not
you
really...
may have a perfect, everything is right that you put in there, but maybe 1 or 2 pieces, and then it's considered contaminated. So then lots of times they throw the whole batch of recyclables out.
yeah, it's disturbing.
Gutting.
But don't you think it's sort of like the county or the city's responsibility to help us understand that and to give us that option? Because I remember I've lived in multiple areas of Wilmington, and at one point I lived in one home where they did offer a recycle bin with the trash can, but where I live now, they don't, because I guess it's a private company and they just feel like they don't need to do that. Mm-hmm. So I think, for a lot of people, if it's not like easy to do, then they're not going to do it. And I can honestly say I'm one of them.
Test to
I
that,
feel bad.
And I agree. There is also, UNCW has in the back of the campus a place where and for some people they do this, but like if you're super into it, you can go and you can throw all your stuff in their bins that go, and they have them separated.
I know Wrightsville Beach has one as well.
So like you can go and do that, but I don't know the answer to, other than like getting your whole neighborhood to ask whoever does the trash in your area to do that, or petition the city to extend recycling to you.
Yeah,
even if they don't do the trash.
Condo communities, I mean, to me, that's the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't it offered? Where you've got 100 residents, you have one spot for them to bring down the recyclables. I know we had to do it our HOA, actually get our HOA to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's now part of our dues. But, recycling is part of the solution, but really we've got to slow down the demand. And, it has to come down to the individuals making decisions. Like, I'm not going to eat out of that styrofoam if you're going to put my food in it. And that means talking to those businesses. How can you change the packaging so that I get your delicious food in healthy packaging? No. Because I'll tell you, especially with the styrofoam, there's a publication that came out that it should be treated as toxic waste. That's what we're putting hot food and beverages in. And the hotter the food and fluids, the more those chemicals migrate into.
And the oilier. So they have a lipophilic situation. So if it's oily, and styrofoam is technically, all plastic is made from oil, but they kind of transfer stuff to each other. That's why your plastic, when you put a batch of spaghetti in it, that's why it's red or orange afterwards and you cannot wash it out. It's because they're transferring chemicals to each other. So styrofoam is the worst offender. They all do it, but if people understood that, I mean, even just thinking about you can picture your plastic container with spaghetti sauce.
That is
stained for
all
life.
The time.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
I need another drink.
I'm sitting there like thinking about
where's that Tito's?
That is sitting in.
I'm sitting here thinking about all of the styrofoam that I've thrown away, and I'm like, oh my
there's
god.
a styrofoam tray right over there, so it's like going forward, like no more styrofoam.
Well, I get my salads from Harris Teeter most of the time, their salad bar, and they did switch over to a harder paperish type, cardboardish type thing. Yeah,
okay.
So that's
true false pop quiz.
Yes.
Can Plastic Ocean Project be credited with, I'm not going to say eliminating, but reducing the straws in this area?
Oh, good question. Trish, you want to take it since you're on the...
I'm going to say true because,
so.
And we have the numbers-ish to prove it. So we started originally with Surfrider. We partnered up and we started a committee of, what's the better word for that? Anyway, consortium, I don't know, called Ocean Friendly Establishments, where establishments can be like, we're going to only offer straws upon request.
Right.
And they got a certificate saying they were more ocean friendly. Ultimately, it evolved over time to where we gave them stars. So we made a list of ways they could be, and honestly, it's not just plastic, it's everything. So it's less waste in general. So we gave stars for every 2 things on the list they did. Like, did they now switch over to compost their food scraps? Did they now offer napkins that are cloth versus paper? Do they now only ask their to-go orders, do you need silverware or not? Because most people are taking it home and they don't need it.
Away.
Yeah.
So there were so many, there's a whole list, and I can get that to you. But so now we have hundreds of restaurants and such around town. I mean, even an acupuncturist was like, can I apply? Because I do these 10 things to reduce my waste in my business and to deal with the plastics, and I offer a glass of water versus a bottle of water, etc. So we've expanded it to be that, and you can apply. My dentist is one. Live Oak Dental gave us a shout out. Not a sponsor. Gave us like this huge list in his application of all the ways they've changed the way they do their business to make it so they produce way less waste. Because he's a surfer and he sees it in real life, and I mean, it's been amazing. And ultimately, what we found was Ginger, one of the ladies who really came up with this idea, she does the sea turtle thing where she watches the nests, make sure nobody's messing with them, all that stuff. And when she would walk her section of the beach, she would pick up plastics, and she just had buckets of straws that she would find from the restaurants on the beach and all that stuff. And after we implemented this, after a year or 2, the number of straws she found on the beach had seriously declined. It was remarkable how many less straws. And I know that sounds so stupid and little, like, you stupid environmentalists, I want my straw, these paper straws suck. But like, there's something like how many tons of straws every day used? Yeah. And it's like, yes, it's a little. Or not used. There's like
we see them in the trash, unused.
Unused, exactly. There's this little thing that you do not really need. Because, again, it's another form of plastic touching your food and all of that. Right?
Well, you could probably go one step further and just say it's the littering issue that we have as well.
Too,
people just don't care. And it's like, slow down, people, and stop littering.
They did put it in the beach has trash cans. Or blew out unintentional waste. That happens. So, and, to quote Finding Nemo, all drains lead to the ocean. Yeah. So, I mean...
my favorite cartoon.
I mean, who doesn't love it?
Okay. Can I piggyback off of
please
that?
Do.
Because I think this is another great opportunity to say the power of one. Right? This was Ginger Taylor, who was, working with the sea turtles, for their preservation. She realizes there's a straw problem. It's not to say you can't have a straw, but do we all need one? If we don't want one, do we have to have a straw for our beer? No. So it was this idea that she had that then Plastic Ocean Project said, yes, let's help you implement that. And now it's a thing, and the straw numbers have gone down. Why do we know this? Because we do constant cleanups at Wrightsville Beach. And so we know that it's working.
And not just that, we had a restaurant that told us we used to order 4 boxes of straws a week, and now we order 1 a month.
Awesome.
It's
saving
their bottom line. Ultimately, it's a small thing again, but you have 500 customers a day. It adds up.
I just don't use straws. It's been years. It's like,
what's the point of a straw?
People have a thing about putting glass or styrofoam in their mouth. Some people just don't like it.
And that makes sense. And so we're not demonizing you if you decide you want a straw. But the point is that not all of us want one.
Correct.
Right? So it's not to say we got to ban the straw, but we're just basically saying, like, hey, stop giving us straws. Like lots of times you go to a restaurant, the first thing they do is sit down. If you got 6 people, there's 6 straws on the table.
Or 8.
Exactly.
Right.
And just one of us is going to use a straw. Why not ask?
Yeah.
I did have a professor that went to a restaurant who he was a polymer chemist, so we always went back and forth. But he's like, so Bonnie, I went to a restaurant and, we ordered drinks and they didn't give us a straw. So we asked the wait staff, like, oh, where's our straw? And they're like, oh, in our restaurant, you have to ask for one. And he's like, and I just knew. And I said, well, you asked for ketchup, right? That's not always on the table. Why can't you ask for a straw? I mean, it's not like
it's so simple.
Be embarrassed,
right. So everything sounds great.
That's a long-winded answer to the one truth or dare.
Truth or dare.
True or false.
True or false.
Same but different.
Some more shots.
We'll do a truth or dare after.
We're going to get some refills.
After another shot.
But it does sound good. It sounds like you guys are making progress, but I'm sure it does not come without challenges. So what are you guys faced with even today? How many years have we been around Plastic Ocean?
12 years.
Okay. So 12 years in,
15 doing it.
Good. Okay, everything sounds good, but what are your challenges even still today?
Well, we're a nonprofit. What do you have to do when you're a nonprofit? You can't make money. You got to ask for money. I mean, that's the number one challenge is getting the buy-in. Like, what our work is very valuable. We have a full-on research facility. You can't just get a volunteer to do the analysis. You got to pay an expert to do the work. And so that's one of the challenges is when you run a nonprofit, there are certain standards that you have to go by, like how much overhead, what's your payroll. Well, we also believe in a living wage, right? So we pay our people more than most people because we know the way the economy is, especially today. You got to pay people. And so that's one of the challenges is really getting investors to say, okay, even though you have to have larger overhead, we will invest in you.
Yeah.
Where's the facility? Did I miss that part?
Yeah, so we are actually right next to the Center for Marine Science, the UNCW campus. They have a building called Marbionic, and it is for the public-private sector. So you can actually rent a research space. So we have a lab right on campus.
So excellent. We definitely want to talk about the upcoming gala.
Yes.
I feel like it's too soon to talk about it.
We should talk about the fun.
Yeah, so let's talk
about the fun
things. Is that the gala?
Well, that's a fun thing, but
I thought we want to close with the gala.
Okay, we can close with the gala.
We want to talk about
Let's
the
talk
funny.
Lay it out there.
The funny things.
Oh, wait.
Yes, the fun things.
Yeah, the funny things. Because we've got a couple. So one is a very unusual thing that happened. So I don't know, like maybe a little of me believes in, serendipity or, just conductivity between people and their passions, right? And so this is just so crazy. So Tricia's dad, my ex-husband, he really was a chemist. That's what he went to school for, but he didn't finish. He ended up opening up a restaurant in a college town in Cortland, New York.
The best pizza
ever. So crazy.
It's because he used to say because of his chemistry degree, he knew how to make the dough and sauce perfect. He's not wrong.
Do exactly
you could follow the recipe,
but you could not make the dough taste like him. And the customers would know, right? So, like, I would do it to the letter, just like he did, and they'd say, Charlie didn't make the dough. Anyway, so really outrageous.
I'm sure you still make it very good, though.
It was good. It was close, but it was
no sugar.
Anyway, so we had this really great little restaurant, 9 Main Street, Cortland, New York, in a college town. We had college students working for us that just had such great energy. He was a performer, so, he would be late making your pizza because he'd forget. But he would entertain you the whole time while he was flipping that pie around. And so people would just come there because the energy was just great. Well, unfortunately, he ended up getting very sick, and the restaurant closed, and we moved south, and he stayed where he was. And so then the building, unfortunately, got sold. And then I was down here, and then I started doing this research. And so when I defended my research, a student in the audience said, "So Bonnie, what are you going to do with all that trash that you've collected around the world?" And I said, "Well, I can't throw it away. I spent way too much money because my daughter fundraised for me. It was total role reversal. I can't throw it away." I said, "Maybe I'll turn it into art."
And also, you're talking about trash that she found in the middle of the ocean from a lady at 49 who'd never sailed a day in her life before and sailed across all of the oceans, from Hawaii to California, from Brazil to South Africa, on sailboats, picking the trash out of the ocean and all of that. I feel like that should be noted.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry for the interruption.
This is going to go somewhere. And so much of the plastic has to do with chemistry. And in fact, I will give one more little note to Charlie MONTELEONE. He would say he bought the best cheese. The cheese with the least amount of plastic in it. And this is long before I did this research.
70s, 80s.
Yeah. Okay.
He would say that.
So anyway, why am I talking about all this? Okay. So I ended up making this art, 25 feet of canvases, storyboarding my art in a very visual way. And so SUNY Cortland, where I actually graduated from as well, said that they were interested in having my art exhibit come to Cortland. And I said, "That's wonderful." And so we were lining up the date, and I'm like, "Okay, so I'm on my way. Where am I bringing it?" And they said, 9 Main Street, Cortland, New York.
Stop.
And that art
are kidding me.
hung on the very walls that our pizza ovens
Wow.
pressed against.
That's cool.
That's crazy.
Tricia,
And
you've never told me this.
Oh, do you know what the title of that artwork was called?
Is called?
Is called? Sorry. Not was, is. What goes around comes around.
Oh my God, how perfect. That is amazing.
That's cool.
It's pretty
So
dope.
What a
Very
great story.
emotional.
Yeah.
Very emotional and just so impressive that, this is how things work. This is why we're in here with you today, right? How do we connect the dots to help create the change?
Yeah. And you guys do
Amazing.
a lot of interesting things, and I'm not as versed as I should be, but there's also
You just have to want to learn.
there's a trashin show.
And you have
Yes.
to want to do better
Yeah.
for every aspect
We've
of
been doing this for 15, it's like a relationship. We've been doing this for 15 years, married to it for 12.
doing it.
Well, it started in 2009, but we didn't officially create a legal nonprofit until 2012.
Yeah.
So then we could really start doing it with gangbusters. Yeah. But we've been doing it for 15 years, and we're still not perfect. And I mean, we have the Catholic guilt that goes with not being perfect, but it's just wanting to try to be better and doing a little more every day, or just every day doing the one thing that will be less wasteful.
Yeah. Like Maya Angelou says, do better. And when you learn to do better again.
Mm-hmm.
No perfection, no guilt, like you were just alluding to, Bill, is that, to do it right is exhausting. It's painful. It's hard.
Yeah.
Just take on one thing. That program with the Star Ocean Friendly Establishment, it was actually the businesses that said, well, if I can get rid of the straw, can I get rid of the styrofoam clamshell container?
Yeah.
And then it went on to, well, can I do compost? Well, so it just kept going. And they were the ones that said, hey, can you turn this into a STAR program? Because we're doing more than just eliminating the plastic straw.
Yeah. When you know better, you do better.
Exactly.
For sure.
Also not a sponsor, but Wilmington Compost Company is also something locally that we have in our municipality that others do not, where you can get curbside compost. So every week they come and pick up a bucket of your compost, and they leave a clean bucket for you to use for the next week. And I mean, it's like your trash. You just put your food waste into it, and they can take, because it's a commercial compost, they can take way more than what your backyard compost can take.
Is there a fee for that?
It's $30 a month.
35.
35?
I think so.
Okay. I thought I was getting charged 30. Well, anyways.
Nope.
It used to be 25. But anyways. Inflation. But it is a charge, but it's very convenient. And at the end of the day, I have like one bag of actual trash a month. Like I never have to bring my trash to the curb hardly ever. I got the smaller bin for trash at my house because there's so little trash we create outside of food waste. And also, this gets turned back into soil. And you, I believe, can ask them to bring you soil.
Absolutely.
For your gardens and things. That is the like super nutritious soil
It's
from
got
your
the good
compost.
juju
It's got
in
the
it.
good stuff in it. That gets good. But anyways, you asked about trash and passion. And here
So-
we go.
Wait.
Trash and
But
passion.
now I'm curious again. I'm telling you, you guys get me thinking, am I frowned upon because I don't compost? We give our scraps to the goats.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
I've got
That is
goats.
composting.
That is composting.
That's putting it back into the. You're not putting it into a plastic bag into the landfill, just creating space,
Right.
taking up space of
Okay.
waste.
The goat's
that-
eating it and they're recycling
yeah,
it.
Exactly.
There you go.
They're turning it
Guilt
into their
trips
own
over. I feel
compost.
good again.
Yeah. Of course.
But don't goats eat plastic.
But also-
That's probably
but
not a good
also-
thing to say. But don't
But
they?
also bring your eggs.
Yes,
So
certain animals are known to be attracted to plastic. There's research being done at Duke University that not only does plastic smell like food, but it tastes like it. And in fact, the scientist is saying that, like we like to flavor our food. Well, there's so many chemicals in plastics that it's like it's flavored
For them.
and they are
Or-
attracted to it.
That's so interesting.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of cats licking plastic bags, but there is something in that plastic that makes them enjoy.
But even thinking
like
about it, if you
catnip.
drink water from your tap versus the plastic, you know that the plastic water bottle water tastes a little different. And some
Yeah.
of that is
Oh, yeah.
The
plastic.
plasticizers,
It's
and
not-
we're addicted to the
What
plastic.
about that whole
as
thing
well.
about you can't leave your plastic bottle sitting in your car in the sun because it'll
Yeah.
poison
This
it
is
somehow?
the
Is that
thing.
is that the
leaches-
thing?
It leaches regardless, but when you add heat, it's
Yeah.
worse. But here's the thing, those plastic water bottles sit on the back of a truck or a train or
Well,
however they get
so
transported.
they've already sort of done that.
So they've baked it in for you before you even put it
Yeah.
in the sun in your car. So yes, it is worse to do that, but it's already happening.
Yeah, I don't drink much water from a plastic bottle.
Right.
Yeah,
I
don't.
try
and it's
not
unregulated.
to, but also too whatever the scientific term of the water and the plastic and the heat is that all. I mean, because I've said it is, but I don't know it for sure. Is it a cause? We won't say leading cause of breast cancer.
We don't know.
No, actually, there's a publication that came out by the American Academy of Pediatrics that is basically pleading with our government to, start managing these chemicals. It's the wild, wild west of chemicals. I mean, our EPA and our FDA can only manage so much. And meanwhile, everything that goes on the shelf has really not been tested.
Right.
So, the American Academy of Pediatrics was saying that, these chemicals that leach out of plastics, especially the ones when we're heating them up, they are endocrine disruptors. Your endocrine system manages every single cell in your body. And so if it's messing with your endocrine system, it has the potential of really causing some health issues. And they went so far as to say that because children's metabolisms run much faster, they're more affected. And they pointed out 5 problems: cancer, diabetes, obesity, behavioral disorders, and reproductive issues. And now we have 10-year-olds getting their period,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is, we can't say specifically, but if we eliminate some of the things that may be causing these health problems, we can then narrow it down and at least reduce those potential impacts.
Yeah, and those endocrine disrupting, certain things mimic estrogen. So, possibly, because I think that they have found that estrogen levels affect breast cancer, but I'm not an expert.
That's true.
I don't know.
No, you're on point with that.
So it's possible, but we don't know. And it's really hard to study specifically because there are 1,000 different plastics, plus all of the other things in your environment. I mean, look at us here. We had that whole thing with the PFAS in our water.
Right.
But the same type of chemicals that was leaching into from DuPont or Chemours is the type of stuff that's in your plastic water bottle. Is the type of stuff that's in all of plastics.
Yeah, they're very similar.
They're very similar in how they react, but
And so when, you've heard of BPA, right? Bisphenol A.
Right.
And bisphenol A in other countries has been banned. And most people don't know this, but it was originally designed to be a female hormone replacement. There's no question that it emulates estrogen. There's no question. And in our country, because, we started realizing they put it in baby bottles, right? Like there was an outcry, like at least get BPA out of baby bottles because we were dosing baby boys with BPA.
Yeah.
Not such a smart idea. But unfortunately, we only went that far.
Oh my God, you could go off on so many tangents with this.
You could go off so many tangents.
Like, I'm looking at the clock now saying, oh my gosh, like we need to get to the end of the last two things. But gosh almighty, like if this doesn't spark a fire in somebody to just want to reach out and learn more, tell us real quick, how can they get involved? We want them involved. Can they give us your contact info, and we'll do it again at the end.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely visit our website. You're going to see a myriad of ways that you can get involved. So we got education through research. We have children as young as in 5th grade doing research, putting lab coats on them, teaching them about science. We have outreach through art, and that's where we have the art exhibit. We also have a full-length documentary working on about the North Atlantic having a plastic problem. And then we have the Trash and Fashion Show, which we're going to talk a little bit about.
Yes. And
then solutions through collaboration, which we like to call Collaboration, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we can't demonize industry.
Did you come up with that, Trish?
I did not. But I am bred from the same cloth.
So, we can't demonize industry. We've really got to work together, all of us. Like, how can we do better?
Right.
And then when we know better, do better again. And that's really as simple as it is. We're not trying to demonize any industry. Certainly plastic has its place in our world, just not to the extent that we have it.
And no step is too small.
Correct.
All right. Trash and Fashion, Trash and Show. What do we call it?
Is it Trash and Show? Is that what you call it?
Trash and Fashion Show?
Trash and Fashion Show.
Or Trash Fashion.
Essentially, trash.
We could just
Trash. That's right.
I want to be a model.
You can be.
I'd love to be.
He
so
was.
essentially, oh hey,
I used to be.
Look at you. I knew you were beautiful anyway.
Oh, stop.
Enough, guys.
Give me more.
So, anyways, Trash and Fashion is where it's predominantly students, but anyone can apply.
Isaac Bear students
actually organize it, which is kind of awesome because then they also learn how to event plan essentially because they're working with the Arboretum to plan the event. They're getting vendors because we usually have a food truck, a dessert truck, and all of the things they need to put on an event. Food for the models, even though models don't eat, but all the things.
I don't eat a mouthful.
It's okay. I eat everything. So these people who apply to create a design have special requirements. It has to be reused. It has to be. What are the other things? Give me.
Just creative, and it can be out of plastic material. It can be out of repurposed clothing.
Wait, who makes the outfits?
The contestants.
The contestants.
Yeah.
So
the
1 year
at Isaac Bear.
Well, not just the students. It's open to anyone. Everyone creates. They organize it.
From 5-year-olds on up. I mean,
I could make one.
You could, yeah. And we have adults who make
trash bag tuxedo. Yeah.
Oh, hey, you should. It's June 1st, so it'll be a little hot.
A sweaty tuxedo.
A swoot.
Right.
I stole that from New Girl. I can't take credit. So 1 year we had. I think the winner was. She took old CDs, because none of us use CDs anymore, and busted them up and created a skirt out of the CDs and a crown. And it was...
She was topless.
No, I forget what the top was. Was the top also?
Yeah, the top also
had CDs.
It was fancy.
It was pretty crazy also.
It was like a mosaic.
Yeah, it really looked like a mosaic of CD.
Yeah.
But it has to be plastic, right?
Yeah,
no,
it can be plastic.
Just repurposed materials.
So it could be like I was thinking like a shirt or pants or dress made out of the tabs from aluminum cans.
Yeah. I think we did have something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be anything, but like reused.
Yeah,
don't go out and buy.
To make it.
Yeah, things to make it. So then, we have the models to do the thing. We have judges. We talk about the so-and-so's coming out in the CD skirt that she made from all the CDs from her older sibling, blah, 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 blah.
Are you commentating?
I often am. But yeah, it's a great little event at the Arboretum, very family-friendly, totally adorable, and yeah.
Tickets? Admission?
How much is it?
$5 a ticket.
Okay.
$5.
Best gig in town.
It is, yeah.
And it's June 1st?
June 1st.
What time?
5:30. I think doors open at 5:30.
Okay.
On your website.
On
It's on our
On
website.
our website.
All right. Now, a whole month before that, we have the Gala.
The Gala / Gala.
We're excited about
Tell
it.
us about it.
Okay, so our Gala is our one giant event. It's like planning a wedding every year, where we are this year doing it at aLoft Hotel.
Yay. Love aLoft.
Because we were thinking, at the
Fantastic.
end of this, everyone can go to the rooftop bar and hang out and rock out.
aLoft is in historic downtown Wilmington. It's
Yes.
absolutely incredible.
Yes. It's
Right on the river.
It's
Right on the river.
super cool space.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
And we have a ton of silent auction items that you can bid on.
Even if you can't go.
Even if you can't go, you can still bid at 32auctions.com. You can get the website from our website, plasticoceanproject.org.
I can attest because I looked at the list last night.
We're adding to it more. Tonight
Nice.
we're going to be putting up more stuff that we have to take pictures of and all that stuff. But there's some cool stuff. There's like a 7-week pottery making course and with all the tools.
I would love that.
I know.
It's like,
right?
I know, me too.
I would
was like,
love
can
that.
I'm gonna
I want to bet on that.
Son of a bitch, I shouldn't have told you. Sorry. Is this explicit?
I'm going to beat you on that
Yeah.
one.
There's other stuff, sand cloud towels, which everyone loves for the beach. There's a ton of restaurants. I mean, our local community really supports us.
Honestly.
There's a whole cargo district basket and you can go and like shop in a bunch of the shops at once because we got a lot of gift cards and things, Cheesesmith food, all the things.
Yes.
There's just a ton of really cool stuff. All sorts of things.
And
can't think of
again,
any.
it's this community that we live in. It is so special. It is one of the highest per capita of nonprofits in the state. And
Did not know that.
That adds to competition for dollars. But, when you start working together, then you can share those dollars, right?
Yeah.
But the community just really has been very generous to us.
Absolutely. And then we have live auction stuff, which you do have to be present for because you got to put your number up and it gets going fast. We have a live auctioneer who that's his only job and he is good at it.
Richard Cheney.
Yes, Richard Cheney. And we have things like a trip to Spanish Bay or Nashville, Tennessee. And
Wow.
yeah, we have some cool stuff.
I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Music, entertainment, food.
There will be a New York City DJ Chesco Fifi, who will be doing
DJ what?
Chesco Fifi. Oh, I did a bad job.
Chesco Fifi.
Can we not
Chesco
divulge the
No,
details?
we're not.
Okay.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
What's the
Off
secret?
record.
I missed
No,
that
I'm just
part
kidding.
too.
He's going to be doing like a mix of all.
You'll tell me later.
Yeah, we'll tell you after the mics are off. He's going to be doing a mix of music from 60s to today, like decades, and kind of going with the flow of the evening where, after everyone's had a couple drinks.
So we're going to dance.
There's a dance floor.
There's a
There
dance
is
floor.
a
We've
dance
never done that
floor.
before.
We haven't done a dance floor thing before, but we're like, let's just do it.
Well, can I
Yeah.
tell you, as someone who's been involved in philanthropic events,
Yeah.
it is great to mix it up.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
get stuck in the same
I
rut. So
should-
a DJ and dancing this year will be awesome.
yeah. I should also note that with the purchase of a ticket, you get 3 drink tickets.
Three.
Three.
Not 2, not 1.
1 parking pass, 3 drink tickets.
Nice.
That's pretty generous. That's
Yeah, so you can come,
That's great.
cut a rug, have a couple drinks, bid on stuff, please.
Learn
yes,
about
because
what
I'm
we're
going to get
doing.
Learn
that
about what
pottery
we're
class.
doing. Yes, I mean, we're going to fight for it.
I know.
Or I wonder if it's for 2.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
we can go together. That's
Well,
fine.
it's okay. Whoever wins.
We'll figure it out.
So yeah, it's going to be a great event. It's super fun every year. It also just flies by for us because we're just running around, but
Yeah.
it is a cool
And
event.
it's not black tie or anything, right?
No,
but it's
we call it. Sorry.
Coastal cocktail.
Coastal cocktail.
Cocktail.
Which everyone questions. We're like,
so is that linen and
just
flip
follow,
flops?
like whatever.
Or?
It's
Just
literally
follow Brad's
you're in-
lead. Whatever
Yeah.
he's wearing, that's what you want.
'Cause he's a fancy-
Lord,
He's
something-
one fancy man.
He's a fancy
Very
pants.
outlandish.
I'm still not sure what coastal.
It's whatever
cocktail
you
means.
make of
So
it.
I've usually have just gone in a suit, unbuttoned shirt, no tie.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see linen suits and
Exactly.
whatever for men.
Exactly.
And,
I've seen not cargo shorts, but like shorts and, whatever. We don't care. We don't judge. Just come and spend your
Brad and I
money.
will be there, and we will definitely set the bar.
Yeah, so this is third annual.
Third annual, May
I've been
4th.
to the first and second, by the way.
Yes,
Yep.
he has.
Yes, you have. Thank you.
May 4th.
May the
Yeah.
4th be with you.
May the 4th be with the ocean.
Hours
7 to
Doors
10:30.
open. Okay. All right.
If you get
Any
there a little
other-
early, we'll be there. But
Yeah, but we can cut the rug till 11.
yeah,
Nice. And then upstairs bar afterwards, like an
Yeah,
after
that's
party.
what we're thinking.
Okay.
That's our plan.
Yeah.
And
So-
if anybody listening has not been to the aLoft upstairs bar, it is magnificent views of downtown
It's
and the
really
river.
cool.
It's beautiful. It's breathtaking.
It's real cool. It's underutilized, I feel like.
I think it is too.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a fantastic event. We'll be there with bells on.
How much are tickets?
$125.
Okay. And give us the website one more time.
PlasticOceanProject.org.
Love it. Any closing remarks? What? They're whispering.
Sorry.
I've left something out.
No, I was asking my mom a question, but it's fine. Never mind. Ignore me.
Oh, yeah. If you're a member, we have a discount, $25 discount.
So a member of the organization.
Yeah, so
Project.
we have memberships, and if you're a member, it's,
Okay.
and it's if you put the code in, members only.
So what's the membership for
Oh, for Plastic Ocean Project. So we have member meetings.
There's levels.
Yeah.
levels? Okay.
Yeah. So I honestly, I'm a bad board member because I
They'll
don't
go to the
remember
website.
Yeah.
You can check it out. If you want to
Exactly.
be a member, you can do that. And also, if you want to volunteer and help out, you can do
Oh
that
my
as
gosh,
well.
we
There's
love-
a
You know what we
volunteer
didn't
tab.
mention? Sorry.
No,
Really,
keep
is
adding.
we do trees for trash, which
Mhm.
is also a really cool thing we do that is
In our community.
in our community. So for every 25 pounds of trash that we collect in our cleanups, we plant a tree.
And last year,
You just did this, did you not? Did I see the
Yes.
thing on social?
We did just do a tree planting.
we picked up so much trash that we are planting 555 trees this year.
Oh my goodness!
And we're up to
Where do you do
400
this?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question. So our local landfill, which was one of the most progressive landfills you'll ever visit, you really should make time to.
I've
It's
been
really
out there
cool.
many times.
They
Yeah.
do so much good stuff. So they have given us 2 plots of land for us to plant our trees. And these plots of lands are trash from Hurricane Fran. So they're uncapped. It's mostly like household.
Hurricane Fran.
Yes.
That was
Fran.
20.
Yes.
So this is the landfill.
That was in
tap.
1996.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is uncapped. If it's capped, you cannot plant things on it. But
Okay.
this is uncapped, 2 mounds. And we've been planting trees there since 2019. We've put in well over 2,000 trees and now 2,500. And so we're calling it Fran's Forest.
I love
Oh
it.
my gosh!
Yeah,
that
Can
is
I,
literally
can I share
building
a
it for
story?
us.
Because we're all about the fun facts here.
Yeah.
So in 96, 97, I was the president of a student organization at the school I was attending called Shell. It was Students Helping Earth Live Longer. And we went through both Bertha and Fran. The summer after Hurricane Fran, or it might have been the calendar year after Hurricane Fran, there was 18 in membership. And we'd spent one Saturday a month, every month for pretty sure it was the entire school year, picking up trash from the waterways and just the island in general. And our little group gathered 2.2 tons
Wow.
of trash in that time frame.
Damn.
And that was my little mark
You
on
did
the
awesome.
environment. What is that?
So I just put a little xylophone toy. Remember back in the 70s, there were xylophones
Yes.
for little kids, and they would get this little plastic club,
Yeah.
if you will. I think they don't let kids have these because they could beat their
Each
siblings
other
with
up
it.
with it.
So because we are digging holes into this mound and then putting trees in, we often come across things like shoes and
Yeah.
all kinds of random stuff that are plastic that do not degrade. This is from the 1980s when Hurricane Fran hit, and you can see that it has not changed
Yeah.
hardly one
At
bit
all.
in the past, how many years? 40 years?
Yeah.
It's been in the ground. It's been in the ground with microbes.
And it looks like you just need to clean it really good,
You
and you
just
can
need-
keep
It'll
on
be-
playing the
yeah,
xylophone
you
with
can
it.
Just play the xylophone with that puppy.
Yeah.
That is.
So
Or beat your
this is
siblings.
why plastic is a problem.
It just doesn't go
Nature
anywhere.
does not know how to break it.
It does
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Clearly.
That's incredible.
That is.
If we need a visual, put that up at the Gala.
I will
Make a
put that up
display.
I will
Yeah.
take
Oh,
a
yeah.
picture and we will put it up so you guys can see it in our
Yeah.
comments down below.
I also have a not safe for work story of things we found.
NSFW.
And NSFW, if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
So we actually just told this story last night to my friend who was visiting from LA, and it's so terrible.
It is.
So we used to do this thing called fishing for plastics, and we did it off the coast of Beaufort. We would hire charter fishermen, get everyone offshore into the Gulf Stream, and they could fish for plastics out of the ocean. And we had all sorts of prizes. Weight, craziest thing you found.
Most by weight, most by number, and most interesting thing you found.
Yeah. So a little 10-year-old boy came with this thing and was like, we don't know what this is, but this is what we're putting in for our most interesting piece. And so we didn't know what it was either.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with this, and I'm terrified.
We had no idea what this was. And so we bring it home, and my mom's like, you know what? For science, we're going to take this thing apart and figure out what it is. And I was like, okay, cool. This lady wearing the gloves then hands it to me. She's like, okay, I'm going to video this. And my bare hands take it, and we have it in the sink, and I'm twisting it, and I'm pulling it apart. And we're very much like, what the hell is this? You know, like, it's like a Rubik's Cube. This thing turns and whatever, and I'm pulling things. And
Now I'm confused.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, it just splattered in my face. And so...
True story. All on camera.
So, we are videoing this whole thing, and I'm taking it completely apart. And finally, she posts it on the interwebs, and instantaneously, people are like, that's definitely a fleshlight. Instantly, it was like boom, 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 like, wash your face, wash your hands.
Not something you see in the dark with folks out there.
And
Flashlight.
yeah.
And it was found in the Gulf Stream. It wasn't like on shore.
That was
Right.
a Puerto Rican.
And it has
just
been used by a sailor.
Oh my God.
God only knows. I don't want to know.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well, that's
we have a
interesting.
video.
We have a video we'll share with
Anybody
you.
wants to-
Well, I figured
Learn
that
more.
you guys would say you ran across like condoms and stuff like that. I figured that would be
Oh,
something
that's
that you
old
would.
news.
Oh, that's old. Okay.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
We've come across all of the things, but that was a first because we didn't know what it was.
Yes.
And we're like, we were very
Well, now you
naive.
do.
Now I do.
Now you do.
I can't decide if that's a fun story or a
I
gross
think
one.
it's-
Horrifying.
Yeah.
I want to see the video now.
After watching the video last night, I was crying laughing.
Yes.
Can we figure out a way to get
comedy.
that featured in the gala? Like that's got to be
We could
on
potentially.
display.
My friend was like, I don't want to say this, but I feel like you should re-release this video
For sure.
to get people talking about you to go to the gala.
Yes.
I
And I
think
was
you need
like-
to let us put it on our comment so that
Yes,
people can
for
actually
sure,
click
for
on this and
sure.
see what exactly it is you're talking about.
Yes, because I certainly didn't know
You need
what
to
it
educate
was.
some
Wow.
people about
It
what
was
a flashlight
Rightfully
is.
so. And then, I was just in Bermuda because we do open ocean research, and I had brought a young man from the Bronx, who would never be able to go international, probably would have maybe never got a passport and never get on a research vessel. And one of the things that we found on the beach was like the glove, right? The research glove, or the, what do they call the, whatever. Anyway, it was on the beach, and it looked like it still had a finger in it. And so none of us wanted to see what was in it because it really felt like it could have been. It turns out it was just sand. But,
That's
you
good.
just never
I was
know
anxious.
Thank
what
God.
you're going to find, right? Like,
I'm sitting here planning
Well,
my
we also
exit strategy.
found
How
a
do I walk away from
suitcase
that
of
one?
bones.
yes, we found a
You said,
suitcase of
whoa. You found a suitcase
Full
of
of bones.
like
Yeah.
human bones?
Well, at first that's what we were afraid of, but it turned out they were deer bones.
Oh.
But we don't understand why that was.
Right,
Yeah,
but
why
that
would they
did
do that?
we had to call the police about that one.
Yeah.
And then
Forensics had to be involved with that cleanup.
doing work in Hawaii, and there's a lot of stuff that washes up on these beaches of islands inside gyre circulation systems. And so I was working with a group that does cleanups on Hawaii. And I said, so what's the most unusual thing you found? And she said, oh, that would definitely be the Russian. So a
Like a
naked
whole
Russian,
Like a whole Russian?
yeah,
Like a
yeah.
whole human?
Like he got abducted with a whole fishing industry, thieving people, and
Wow.
he decided to make a break for it. So he stripped down to just his boots because he was afraid he might cut his feet, and
Oh,
he
yeah, well,
swam to the island, like
sense.
several islands and miles. And by the time he got there, he was almost dead. But yeah, they found a man on the beach naked that didn't speak a lick of English.
Oh, but he was alive.
He was still alive.
Oh.
And they were able to find a little hut for him to live in until he got himself on his
So that's a
feet.
nice recycling
So
story.
that is So you just never know what you're going to find when you do the work that we do.
I recycled
Amen.
a Russian.
I think that's more of a rehab.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're
Put him
right.
in the fashion show.
I'm excited.
Not naked.
I'll wear bottle caps. I don't care. Cool. This has been very, very enlightening, and I learned a lot. And now I feel really bad about my lack of anything.
Don't feel bad.
It goes in so many directions. I don't know where to start.
Start
but yeah.
today. That's
Yeah.
all.
That's
Start
right.
today.
And no step is too small, I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
somewhere.
We just have to slow down and think about what we're doing and
Yeah.
really put forth an effort to make a difference. And
And I mean, we're crazy. We go way out of our way to do really crazy stuff. But you don't have to go crazy. Just take little steps where you can. I mean, don't get the packaged fruit that's packaged in a bag of apples or a
Right.
bag of oranges.
Right.
Go grab the bulk ones and don't use a bag because you don't need to.
gosh, I use so many plastic bags.
I know. It's just like
And the thing is
things to think
I
of.
have the fabric bags that I
Yeah.
can take to the store and put my groceries in, and I don't do it. And they're right there. You know, my friend has him in his car, and as soon as he unpacks his groceries, he puts it back in his car. And it's just
Same.
just
But I
start
still
a
forget it
routine.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
routine.
just
It
it
really
takes
is.
a little bit of effort. But once you get into a routine, then you
You know what
You're
I
good.
did to force myself into a routine 100 years ago was if I forgot my bag, I wouldn't take a bag, and I forced myself to
hold them all in your
teeter it all onto my thing, and that whole teetering was damn it, gotta
Yeah.
get my bag next
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Or just keep it in the
17
car.
dropped things of eggs. No, I'm just kidding. I never did that. I did drop eggs at Target the other day, but
I'll
it was
just
in
scoop
store.
these up off the ground and eat them anyway.
Yeah.
Or just call Brad.
Or just go back.
We'll scramble them here on the sidewalk. It's hot enough.
Yeah. It gets that way sometimes.
True that.
But
All right.
anyways,
Well, the gala, super
yes.
excited.
Please come.
If you can't
It'll be fun.
attend, still support.
Yes.
Take donations.
Volunteer or do whatever you
Yeah.
can. Put forth a good effort.
Yeah.
And look at the fun you're going to have.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a good-
absolutely.
I mean, there's
and look
just
at what you may
more.
find.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
might
if you
find a
help
bag of
out,
bones.
Right.
if you travel around and
You might get
do
a
this,
Russian.
you might get a Russian.
Who knows? Delivered to your beach. Listen, somewhere near you.
Thank you, ladies.
Yeah,
this has been
thanks.
extraordinary. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you at the gala.
Yes,
right.
can't wait.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, Brad, I will have to say that I am a little blown away and I'm a little disappointed in myself because now I feel like I'm not living up to my capability of being a good human and recycling and not even just recycling, but just using things in the correct way. And I feel really bad about it.
I was definitely up and down emotionally thinking, okay, cool. I don't do that. Or I do that.
Yeah. I'm really going to implement taking the fabric bags to the grocery store
Yes.
now and really doing a better job of, because I throw plastic bags away every day because I go to the grocery store every day and I
just
feel
about.
bad about it.
Yep.
I don't even get paper bags and it's just being lazy. And I think that's something that we all need to strive for is to slow down, think about what we're doing, stop being in such a rush and try to
Right.
do better about taking care of our planet because as we see, from hearing their stories, it's out of control. So everybody out there, the website for POP is going to be down below. And, if you're able to give, please do.
Mhm.
If you're able to do better, by all means do. And if you want to volunteer, they have plenty of opportunities to do so. I'm going to start doing it. And I've been looking for something to give back to the community. And I think this is probably it. I
Yeah.
think that's pretty cool.
Yep. It's a good one.
And for those of you who are interested in a good time, May 4th is their gala at the aLoft Hotel downtown. And I think it's going to be outstanding. And I'm super excited about it. There are tickets available. So if you're still interested, please go to their site and check it out and consider going. It's not fancy, so it's going to be a nice casual evening, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. Like we said, Brad, you've been twice, and you said it's a good time, and I think this year is going to be even better. And
Yeah, that website, plasticoceanproject.org.
plasticoceanproject.org. So check it out. We really appreciate these ladies coming in and talking about this. This is something very, very important to not only our community, but all across our planet.
Correct.
Right, Brad?
Yes.
Cool. Well, that's it for us. We greatly appreciate it. Brad's computer just went off, letting us know that it's time to move on to something else. So we're going to let you go. And remember, if someone doesn't have a smile, give them yours. Bye, everybody.